Hello everybody and welcome to the Battlefront Network today with me Tom, and this is a discussion video about an invasion mode for the new upcoming Star Wars Battlefront game by EA and DICE. And at the end of this video I want you to share all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, just telling me what you think about it and if they really should implement a game type like this in the game. So let's get started. Now, I'm pretty sure DICE is fully aware of the wants from the community for this game, and that's just simply because of the amount of videos and comments that have been put out there on the internet, people just sharing their opinions and ideas of what they want to see in the game. Now, a lot of those comments have included the want for a combat ground-to-space mode. And we actually saw a glimmer of this in the early development of Star Wars Battlefront 3 by Free Radical, and you can see it on your screens now, and it just shows that the space to ground was a big aspect for the gameplay that was being worked on and developed for the game, but unfortunately that game was discontinued. So we do know that it's possible to place that and have it as a game mode in the game, but will Electronic Arts and DICE decide to have this as a game mode and actually implement it into the new Star Wars Battlefront game? And if they were to do this, there are several versions of this invasion game mode that they could either implement or take into consideration. And one of those ideas is pretty similar to what people are asking for, but I've put my own twist on it and hopefully you like it. And if you do, just tell me in the comment section below what you think of it. But also I want to hear all of your thoughts on the kind of game modes that you want to see in the game. Now, this game mode would be a sequence game mode. And now, when I say that, I mean it would have different stages to the gameplay to achieve an objective. Now, the first stage in that game mode would be a space battle above a planet. And of course, as we've all played Battlefront 2, I hope, we should be pretty used to a battle above a planet. Now, I thought we could take this one step further, and whichever team has successfully destroyed particular parts of the enemy team's ship, that ship would begin to fall towards the planet below. And once this has happened, it would mark the end of stage 1, from which the two teams were battling it out to try and take down each other's ships. Now, as the ship falls towards the planet, the winning ship, if you like, would follow and go into a low orbit, whereas the ship that was falling would of course crash into a particular area of the planet, and that would become that team's new spawn point. And at this point, with the winning ship above the planet, which is orbiting, well, a low orbit, so of course these ships can fly down quickly and easily through the atmosphere down to where the crashed ship is, and of course the crashed ship will be there with that team defending. Now, this could really turn into a couple of objectives, and one of those could be just a regular conquest, which is of course available on the previous two Star Wars Battlefront games, 1 and 2, so it could go from fighting in space, going down to the planet and fighting it out on a conquest mode. Or it could turn into a sectioned game mode where you've gone from the battle in space all the way down to the planet, and the one that's crashed would automatically hold the defending points from which the winning ship would have to take from them. Now, this may be sounding all quite traditional and quite, similar to other game modes in the previous Star Wars Battlefront games and of course other games out there. And so because of this, I went away and thought of an idea which hopefully would spice up this version of this invasion game mode. And that is the return of a third AI-controlled faction. And this third faction has been available on the previous Star Wars Battlefront games, and one example I can think of is on Star Wars Battlefront 1 with a Tatooine map between the clones and droids, and of course you could either play as the clones or droids and battle it out like normal on a conquest game mode, but along with this there was also a third faction on the map, which was a yellow faction, and they were the Tusken Raiders, and they were against both teams. Now, this really spiced up the gameplay because there was not only one enemy to go against, there was actually two, and one of them would be against both of you, so it really spiced up the gameplay and it really made it awesome. So I think a return of a yellow faction or a neutral or third faction controlled by the AI on multiplayer or of course in instant action would be great, and it would be really cool to add into this version of this game mode invasion, because when the ship has crashed they would not only have to fight off the attackers, there would also be a third, of course, native faction there which would fight against both teams. And of course it would spice up the gameplay and make the objectives a bit more harder, a bit more difficult and a lot more fun to play. Now, I actually imagine all of this taking place like the clip I'm about to show you. Now, it's quite far-fetched, but of course with Frostbite 3, hopefully something like this would be possible. So here it is. Now, how cool would that be just to see it and witness it and experience the entire thing within the game and know that you and your team took it down would be absolutely fantastic. Now, this type of destruction and this level of destruction must be available and a possibility because of course DICE is very experienced in this area, and if you take a look at Battlefield 4 for example, on the Shanghai map with the falling tower, how cool that looks and how cool it is to experience that, then if they're able to accomplish that within Battlefield 4, then they must be able to put something like this with the falling Star Destroyer or something like that within Star Wars Battlefront. And like we saw earlier, the gameplay with the Star Wars Battlefront 3 ground to space game, then you know, it must be some sort of possibility, and DICE has to put something like this in the game because it would be just so awesome. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And another version of this would be that both teams already spawn on the ground, if you like, on a planet, and there are ships above that are orbiting above, and they are neutral, and either team can go ahead and try and take those, and they could be a focal point in the game where each team has a chance to take over that and have an advantage by having air superiority. So that's just some ideas there for ground to space in the new Star Wars Battlefront, but I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and stay tuned to the Battlefront Network for more videos like this and hopefully much better than this. And until next time, goodbye.